label us notorious. We dangerous like Toys R Us. What's going on, baby boys, baby girls, ladies and gents? Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing an outdoor sesh today on Monday, August the 29th, 2022. Kicking it with the gang. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody have a great weekend? Yeah. Good. Great. I'm glad to hear that, obviously. Hope everybody's safe and sound wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet, aka the blue floating marble. Whether you're here in Toronto and Ontario, out there in the West Coast and BC, I hope you're doing well. Down south in America, further south in Mexico, further south in South America, North Pole, South Pole, Europe, Africa, Asia, New Zealand, Australia, Papua New Guinea, Tasmania, random places, Georgia. What up to Georgia? You know, the stands. Hope you're all doing well, man. Ladies, gents, we're back at it again. We're back at it again. What an exciting time to be alive and kicking. We're gonna have some fun today. It's gonna be an extra loose sesh because it's Monday and it's peak summertime. It's 28, 29 degrees. That's why I'm scoring the holes in the pants for the extra breeziness. That's right. And today's show is sponsored by none other than the greatest pepper spray out there on the black market. That's right. It's called Go Blind. It's the best pepper spray on the black market, and it's sponsoring the show. You'll all be receiving new packages at your doorstep anytime. You know, 3 to 7 day delivery, but that's what I does, baby. Give you that pepper spray. So you're like, why would I need a pepper spray? Why wouldn't you need a pepper spray? Next time you're at your favorite restaurant, whether it's a Portuguese restaurant, Italian restaurant, Greek restaurant, it doesn't matter what kind of restaurant. You're at your favorite restaurant out there trying to impress your lady. You've ordered some meals, delicious appetizers, plates are coming, but you know, you gotta wait around like a doofus for the waiter to come and, you know, sprinkle a little bit of that pepper in your plate with this big giant pepper grinder, dude, trying to big time you while you're trying to show your lady a good time. No more, fellas, and obviously no more ladies. Reverse it easily. It could be applied for anybody. You whip that bad boy out, spray just a little bit, just the smallest bit of that shit will make you go blind. So you know, that means it's good. It means it's good. Sure, we had a few people come in and complain about loss of eyesight. You know what I'm saying? Try to put out a good product out there. You can't please everybody, can you? But that's what it is, man. So don't be making eye contact with the wait staff. They're busy attending to other folks. Just a little squirt right there. You're not emasculated. The date's going well. You're getting watery-eyed. She's getting watery-eyed. Oh my God, the sparks are flying. The emotions are cooking. Hormones are raging. Pheromones are leading you to one place from the next, baby. You gotta, you know, you gotta live life. That's why we bring the best. So enjoy those black market pepper sprays on the house. No big deal. Doing it. Today, gang, if I may, if we can together, we're going to talk a little bit about the old, before we get into that, man, we're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. I got to tell you, I took a large deuce this morning. Felt pretty good. I can't lie. A lot of room in here now. Yeah, and it's all thanks to the meal that I had today. I'm going to actually share that with you guys before we get going, because this is an easy recipe for the go-getters out there, for the fellas and ladies who are out there minding their penis. You know what I'm saying? Stretching the penis, because you got to make every penis count, dude. Lady, you feel me? But a great way to make a nice meal that'll last you a few days, you need a few basic ingredients. All right? Few basic ingredients. I'm talking potatoes, I'm talking eggs, I'm talking maybe one chicken breast or a few drumsticks, All right, boil all those bad boys up. Boil your potatoes. Boil your eggs. Boil your chicken breast or drumsticks. Grab a can of pickles. Dice the pickles. And again, this is however much you want to eat, that's however much you make. Don't ask me how many spoonfuls of, just eyeball it. It'll be all right, like, it's fine. Eyeball it. That's how the industry thrives, I believe, on eyeballing it. You boil the chicken, you boil the egg, you boil the potatoes, you got your diced pickles. What else do you need? You're gonna need some mayo as well. Or if you don't have mayo, you can substitute with, you know, homemade jizz. Only the best. I ran out, so I had to substitute with mayo, not jizz, dude, because you gotta, you know, that's a lot of, depends, you know. Some people like it a little bit more dry, some people like it a little bit more moist. I say add more mayo, but again, I'm not here to tell you what to do, what not to do. Essentially, you're making a potato salad if it hasn't been obvious, but you're gonna incorporate a little bit of chicken in that bad boy as well. And yeah, try it out. So mash your potatoes, mash your eggs, shred your chicken breast or drumsticks, put in the diced pickles, slather on some mayo, sprinkle a little bit of salt, pepper in that bad boy. Next thing you know, you got a potato salad that'll last you a couple of days, few days, and you can eat it with a loaf of bread, like a sandwich, or you know, you can just have it by itself. Nutritious, it's hearty, and the next day, if you consumed a lot like I did last night, you'll drop a large deuce. That's great. Keep the pipes moving, baby. Clear out, clear out, clear out, clear out. Let's go. It is allergy season once again. It's because we're getting close to fall approaching, and I can feel it. Today's really hot and humid, and I can feel it in my nose. I can feel it in my, mostly the nose. So, you know, if I sneeze here and there, it is what it is, man. It's nuts, dude. More than 2.5 years, almost, how long has it been? I've not caught COVID, or if I did, I don't even know if I had it. I did mention in the earlier stages, before anybody started even talking about it, I did have a flu like 3 days way back. Was it 2019, 2020? The first, before the media started to report on this shit, I did catch something. But it's been amazing, man. I've just been licking doorknobs. I've, not really, paying attention to what I'm supposed to, quote unquote, be concentrating on, and everything's worked out for your boy. And all in all, I got what do I got to show for it? Irregular allergies, which is super nice. So, man, good thing that thing's over. Did it ever begin? Sure, it did. But I'm telling you, man, once the allergies kick in, all you need is a little bit of that. Doctors recommend, 9 out of 10 doctors recommend it. If your allergies are kicking in, you take a couple of hits of the old joint, and all of a sudden, man, slightly better, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of the old allergies for a second, and we'll get right into it, baby boys and girls. Oh yeah, I could feel it already. Allergies, no more allergies. Not for this guy, not for you guys, not for you gals out there. Oh yeah. Allergies, where you at? Don't see ya. Ha, ha. Thought they're gonna get in here and like make your boy sneeze and shit. And you know me, I ain't gonna have any of that. Not today, because we're casting, baby. We're casting. And here's the thing. We're gonna be talking about different things today. As many topics that we can cover, we'll cover today, and if not today, we'll come back and cover the rest of it on Wednesday, because that's how this shit works. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Where can you find these videos? On Instagram, on YouTube, and on Patreon. Today, folks, I want to talk about a little bit about the old gobbledygook. A gobbledygook. Oh, what you talking about? I'm talking about the gobbledygook. The gobbledygook. You don't know what I'm talking about. We're gonna get into it so that we're all on the same page. Okay, it's high time we talked about the gobbledygook. You're wondering, what is the gobbledygook? It's a great question, but before we get into the what of what it is that it is gobbledygook, let's get into where is gobbledygook? Where can you find gobbledygook? You can literally find it anywhere. All you gotta do is open up your eyes, take a look around the neighborhood, and you'll find that in your neighborhood there's some gobbledygook. Might be in your neighborhood. It might be in my neighborhood. That's right. Maybe it's in all our neighborhoods. Maybe it's in your neighbor now. Maybe you've got it. Maybe no, they haven't got you yet. Good. Great. But be careful out there, because there's plenty of gobbledygook out there and everyone's susceptible. So where is it? It's right here. Not here. But it's here. And that's the beauty of the gobbledygook. It's both here and not there. And here. That's what the gobbledygook is. Now, what is the gobbledygook? Great question. I'm so glad you asked what the gobbledygook is, because it's about damn time we use maybe let's get a definition of what a gobbledygook is, okay? And if you're asking me what a gobbledygook is, I'm just gonna point you right at the gobbledygook, because it's right in the sentence, it's right in the word, it's right in the description. And if you can't see past the circular logic, well, fella, lady, gobbledygook, if I had to define it, is gobbledygook. It does what is define gobbledygook? First of all, why are you so obsessed with definitions? It's gobbledygook. Okay, it's everything and nothing. That's gobbledygook. Sound familiar? I'm happy to hear that. When is gobbledygook? Certainly wasn't here. Safe to say probably, I don't know, 50 years ago. Not even, maybe some will say 40 years ago. Maybe some say it started around 40, 50 years ago. Maybe even a little bit, or let's be uber generous today. Let's say it's been brewing for about 100 years, give or take. Let's say the gobbledygook. So when is it? It's right here now. It's definitely, it's been bubbling for some time, but that's the thing, the gobbledygook will always bubble, baby. It'll always fizz. It'll always pop. 'Cause that's what gobbledygook does. That's what gobbledygook is. So we covered the what. We covered the when. We covered the where. But what about the how? How is gobbledygook, you know, how is gobbledygook? Gobbledygook is great. But gobbledygook isn't about labels. Gobbledygook isn't about having to, you know, stand firm. It might be great one day, it might not be so great the next day. You could say the gobbledygook is fluid. You could say the gobbledygook is like water, and who doesn't like moisture? You don't want to be wet, fella, lady. And if we can all be honest for a second, if we've all taken a second to look at ourselves in the mirror, and you go on the mirror right after a steamy shower and draw yourself a little hearty poo. Oh, who loves you? You do. But put all that aside. Put it all aside for a second. It's far away. Out there. is gobbledygook? We're talking about how gobbledygook is, right? How is it not gobbledygook? That's what I'm here to say. That's what I'm here to ask. How is it not gobbledygook? Okay? It's in transition. It's encompassing everything and nothing. It's ever changing. Try to catch it, you won't be able to. That's gobbledygook. It's everything and nothing. Gobbledygook. So we talked about the what's, we talked about the when, we talked about the where, we talked about the how. We talked about the what. What is it? It's gobbledygook. We've covered that as well. And you're like, what's all this talk about the gobbledygook? Please tell me that you know about the gobbledygook. Because if you don't know about the gobbledygook, you're you are, you're unbelievable, fella. Lady, it's 2022 and a half, more than half now. Gobbledygook, fella. Lady, so angry, so I'm so gobbledygook. But the thing is with the gobbledygook, it can be this or that, like any given second. So I'm feeling great, but it's time that everybody gets on board and gives money and supports the gobbledygook. I say fuck it. 100 million to the gobbledygook. We need more education about the gobbledygook. We need more acceptance of the gobbledygook and the gobbledygook. And we just need more money thrown at. We need to, and you're like, this sounds familiar. Does it? Are you trying to draw parallels? You trying to parallel park out there? Put it in reverse. If this sounds like we're just throwing money at gobbledygook and pandering out there, if it sounds like, if it remotely sounds like pandering because we're throwing money at gobbledygook, I say it's time you have a change, a shift, dare I say an attitude, Mr. Miss. Because the gobbledygook is not restricted to just one thing. It could be many things, like I said. You're like, I've heard this before. Where have I heard this before? Sounds a little bit familiar. Like, are we talking about, that's the beauty of it. It could be anything. That's the beauty of the gobbledygook. It could be anything. A great way to distract from what's supposed to be taken care of and pretend like you're taken care of. It's like pretending to work. It's great. You do maybe a little bit of work, and the rest of the time you pretend like you're doing the work. Does that make sense? Are we all on the same page here? All right, right on, gang. You're like, give me an example. An example of the gobbledygook being funded. Well, you might have heard the term. I've recently heard the term. We've all recently heard the term. Greenwashing. Oh, man. Learning, aren't we, together, and growing. And with growth comes pain, stretch marks, retrospection. Should you have gone natty and just, but then again, you have to step outside your comfort zone and experiment as well. So, the gobbledygook, my friends, can be found in different formats, whether you like to look at it as a form of greenwashing, or you're just making it rain, baby. You're making it rain on the climate. Why? Because you don't want to be an ignorant son of a bitch, do you, lady? I don't think so. So, that's one example. Another example could be like, funding this and funding that. Like, I don't know, giving money to the Ukraine. I don't know. Do we have enough money over here? I don't know. We'll get right into it. With recession, rumors, murmurs of recession, clear signs of inflation, to say the least. A housing market that's not been properly tackled in decades upon decades upon decades stacked on top of decades, and we're just playing. Oh, we're just playing with fire now. We're just playing. It's Jenga up in this bitch with the real estate market. I'm not just talking locally anymore. No, this ain't that local shit. This that global shit. This that shit that pops off in, let's say, China's, and then affects us here, affects us there. But we're all given relatively the same world. It's this, yes, we are given the same world, and we all live in one world, and it's one world that we all share. Similarities, differences, and it's all beautiful. And you gotta be careful, because there's a lot of gobbledygook out there. What was I trying to do? Was I trying to promote? No, I'm sorry. I had a totally... Oh man, I changed my mind. Oh, damn it. Because I was promoting gobbledygook. I was coming down hard on you that you're not buying into the gobbledygook, where now I've changed my mind. Okay, so we're giving into the gobbledygook. Okay. What is the gobbledygook? What is another example of the ever-growing gobbledygook? It's, you know, fuckery with like language and biology and like science and like facts and stuff. So, you know, today, this is how you know it's gobbledygook, but it's good, right? Because today just doesn't cut it anymore for you to be a reg person. It doesn't, you know, at least that's the narrative that's being spewed by a very small portion of society. They may be politicians, they may be large corporations who like to virtue signal, get upset on behalf of people, and all that other stuff. But today you can no longer just be regular. You can't be a regular straight dude, you can't be a regular straight female, you can't even be regular gay, you can't even be a regular lesbian. That's, you're a bigot. You're a fucking bigot from the, what is this? You know? You gotta, if you're not down with, you know, if you're not down with transgender babies, you're a fucking bigot, dude. Ha! You bigot. Oh man, good times. But you can always join. You can always join, because a shift in attitude, a shift in perspective and priorities, before you know it, man, you're gonna get your baby sex gendered in the womb, baby. Gender sex that baby in the womb. That's what it is. It's just we do. It's just, you know, it's like, I read an article and I'm looking at the acronym and it just keeps on expanding. It's got numbers and signs in it. What are we doing here? Gobbledygook. The asterisk community doesn't exist. You can spearhead it out there. If you do, we're willing to give you some money. Not me, but you know, the folks who aren't, you know, part of the quote-unquote patriarchy, and you know, the people who aren't misogynists, and you know how, right, you step out into society, all you see around, I've been around, I've taken you guys out with me, all you saw on many occasions, even if you you can just see the misogyny and the and and the patriarchy, dude. You see it on everyday folks' faces, right? So let the good times roll, and today you're like, man, how do I get some monies? Start a fake thing that you can be fake passionate about. That doesn't even, like, because that's the thing, you're like, here's 100 million to the gobbledygook community to help people. Who's getting the money? Where'd you come with 100 million to just throw out the gobbledygook? What about the rest of the people? Do we all become gobbledygook? Is that how we get the monies? Is that how money works? They said follow the money. Man, I'm gonna learn over here. Fuck yeah, dude. Community. But like, what about real community? You're like, that's a real community. But if we're all one, why is there a division between the communities? Shouldn't we all just be one large community? You're like, no, it's divide and conquer. I'm like, what? How though? You're like, yeah, in order to be more inclusive, you need to be exclusive. I need to give somebody some flags and something to chant and gobbledygook. You feel me? Because separation brings unity. Yeah, that's right. Heard it here first. So that's what I'm saying, man. You can do it all today. You can change your mindset. And you can too be down with the gobbledygook. And gobbledygook isn't just even about the sex genders. It's about everything. You hear it in politics. You hear it in mostly politics and whatever else. And everything is susceptible to, like climate. That's a big one these days. Food shortages. We live in the best of times. How could we right now be facing quote unquote food shortages? It's the best fucking time. We've got the best of everything. How? What? No, I will not. No, I'm not eating fucking warm bread. I've said it before, because that's the thing. You gotta nip it in the bud before this shit takes. Because you gotta nip it in the bud. Nipping it in the bud, not eating any worms. Okay? Delicacy, melicacy, schmelicacy, dude. If I'm visiting your place and it's a delicacy, I'll have it there with you at your place. But I'm not gonna make it a thing. No, and the people won't make it a thing. No. So, how could you participate in the gobbledygook? You can, whatever makes sense, do the opposite. Full gobble. We have courses for this shit. We have courses. Where can you learn the gobbledygook? Man, the education system. Get your high school diploma and all, but you wanna specialize in gobbledygook? Man, you go down to your local university. You find a nice university providing economics gobbledygook, religious gobbledygook, socioeconomic gobbledygook, gobbledygook philosophy 101, sex, gender, gobbledygook advanced 101, history of the gobbledygook. It's all there. So you just gotta pay a lot of money for it. What can you do with it? Start your own gobbledygook, of course. So again, it takes one to add to the group, and that's how the group grows. So feeling like you're different like everybody else, well, there's groups for that. No, not humanity, because we're all no, there's a special group for that. And there's subgroups of that too. And again, this could be all fragmented and all as the end. Sex, gender is not your thing. Nothing else on your priority list, nothing else, huh? You're passionate about the climate. You've not gone to school for climate. You've not gone to school for, you're passionate about climate, man. I love I'm nature, dude. I'm all nature. I get it. But keep your eyes on the prize, and that's gobbledygook for you. That is gobbledygook. Finding things that people are obviously considerate and maybe, reg level of passion. Everybody's passionate about nature, dude. Who's not passionate about nature? You know what I mean? But then you go off the deep end, you start saying crazy shit like, oh, we're gonna ban sale of gasoline cars by 2030, and what are you doing? What are you doing, baby boo? But that's gobbledygook. I see you're the man. The thing is, I gotta learn to gobbledygook. That's on me, fam. got a lot of gobbledygook catching up to do, you know? Or you'll hear phrases like, you'll own nothing and you'll love it. You'll be happy. As a person, as a person who, I don't own too many things. Now, am I happy? I'd say I'm pretty fucking happy, dude, on a regular basis, on a day-to-day. But I'll tell you what, you know, if I were to have, you know, the option of owning stuff, not even too much stuff, just let's say you get your foot in the door of the old housing market, I wouldn't be too upset about that. In fact, I'll go out on a limb and say maybe it'll even increase my happiness if Papa got a share of the pie. You know what I mean? But that's just me and speculating and wondering what it feels like to have a safe and secure place of residence. Not to say my place isn't safe and secure, but you know what I mean. Yeah, good times. Yeah, it's just whenever I do see like 100 mil here, 40 mil there, $1 billion here, and I'm just like, man, don't we need to like tackle the basics, like building more hospitals, I don't know, employing more doctors, more nurses, creating more, you know, evolved jobs to keep up with the times. Housing, big issue globally, but even like I can't speak globally, even though I can, because it's a global age, man. It's so crazy how it's a global age, how we're all one little, oh man, we're a click away from each other, you and I. But yeah, I just see things being just like, you know, you do a little bit there, you do a little bit there, pretending like you're taking care of stuff, where it's like, man, I would love to see like a substantial move in housing affordability. And yeah, I don't have housing affordability schooling because that's not my field of expertise. As a matter of fact, I'm not an expert in any field, which is the beauty of this. So I leave it up to you guys and gals out there to do the beautiful thinking on my behalf, on all our behalfs, on behalf of all of us. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Beautiful, thank you very much. Beautiful dogs. Have a nice day. Bye. What were we talking about? Totally lost the trail of my thought, but that's okay. Give me a second. Ah, yes, the housing market. I'm not saying don't give people money. Give people money. Because what is money? It's a thing that we exchange for goods and services. Great, super. What are we to do with these $1 million houses that nobody can afford? Unless you already got one. You know what I mean? What are we to do? What is an actual plan? Can we at all shift our mindset around how long mortgages last? Again, I've said this maybe once or twice, but I like to, because I don't see too much actual talk about what happens when you have something that you owe money to for 30, sometimes 40 years, maybe all your lifetime, because you had to refinance, let's say. What is up with that? Are we all cool with that? Is everybody cool with that? Because if y'all are cool with that, I'm not saying to make it dirt cheap, dude. I get it. You want some bum just moving down the street because it's like dirt cheap. I get it. But at the same rate, man, what about like average folks? You know what I mean? No? Fuck it, make it more expensive. Let's make it more expensive. And that way, once you make it more expensive, then there'll be more demand. More demand, more supply, and that's how we fix it. Fuck yeah, dude. Easy solution to an easy problem. Game, set, match. Your move. Ha. We could, you know, you could forget about, you know what, again, let's change the perspective. Why do you need to own a home? Ha! Why does anyone need to own a home? To call your own? To build a family in? To start a little community? To be a part of community? Man, why would anyone need that? Where, you know, you could just be, oh, you're here 1 minute, you're there the next. Oh, we're shaking and baking. Yeah, why do you? That's the thing. The people who propose these ideas tend to own homes. Lots of homes, lots of property, lots of access to resources. And yeah, you're right, they're the first ones to give it up. Of course, they're the first ones to give it up. They're promoting it, of course. They're attending meetings, of course. They're spearheading it. You can say they're the tip of the spear. They're at the bottom of this. They're on top of it, but they're also the bottom of it. For some reason, I can't seem to not see them as the bottom of things. You're like, man, that sounds like we're dealing with a bunch of assholes, and you're not wrong, fella. You're not wrong. My thing is, let's get everybody on board, but it seems like some people are just on a completely different wavelength. Completely different from what you and I are on. Which is nuts, because that's like the majority of people. So man, they're somewhere else. But the beauty of it is that there's more of us, my friends. Far more of us. 8 billion and change, give or take, a very small population. And sure, we'll give them time. They can change too. Any given day, any given time, you could get out, get off your high horse, get on the ground level with the rest of us, and, you know, be human for a second. For a minute? Oh, that's too much. I get it. Take it in slow strides there, big fella. You don't want to pull any muscles. You don't want to strain yourself. You don't want to, you know, man, groin injuries are so, you know, popular amongst athletes. I'm not saying that you're an athlete, but you're not an athlete. I wish you were an athlete. Man, athletes, admirable sons of bitches, daughters of bitches too, but it's not here or there, is it? So, I'd like to share with you a story that got shared with me that was worthy of sharing. A glimpse into the other side of the story. I was speaking with a lovely lady this morning, Nurse Hannah. Nurse Hannah Banana. Nurse Hannah, man. She's a beautiful lady. She is a nurse, beautiful lady nurse. You can tell she's dedicated to her job. You can tell she's a beautiful lady overall, man. Because like most people who go into the industry of caring for people, they're nice humans. You know what I'm talking about, dude. Because they're there caregiving, where others are like, nah. So they're doing the Lord's work, essentially. And this lady was sharing a bit of her story with me. She said she had some time off, about 5 to 6 weeks. And I'm like, oh, super. You got to relax a little bit, enjoy a little bit of time off, some of that me time. Watched Me Time, by the way, was great. And she's like, no, I needed to take some time off to just, you know, attend a little bit to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She started to share as to why she needed a little bit of that me time. Man. So she's a nurse, right? And she's telling me she got her first assignment to assist somebody suicide, dude. Fuck, man. Her first one, that is. And she's telling me how it affected her and how she doesn't want to do them again and how she's now living with guilt. I told Miss Hannah, you shouldn't be living with the guilt. It was their choice. She's like, I know, but I've been talking to a psychiatrist now, or a psychiatrist? Yeah. And yeah, I hope she can overcome that. But that's a side of the story that you don't get to hear too often. Because you hear from the patient's perspective, and the patient's like, yeah, rightly so. If you're, you know, a certain age, you got a certain I'm not a proponent of it, but I can see why in some scenarios you might want to opt for that assisted suicide. But yeah, you never think about the people who administer these assisted suicide sessions. And man, she's telling me you got to go in there and like there's a drip that you got to administer every 4 hours. So she's like, you administer the first one, then you got to go in after 4 hours and check in on them, administer like a second dose of something, and it's just like a whole process, dude. It's not like a one-time, you know, one injection, or I don't know how the whole process procedure works, but it's a thing, you know. It's not like a instant sort of thing. You're here 1 second, gone the next. It'll take some time for that concoction to work. And oh man, fuck, dude. What if you get is there a possibility you get the first dosage of whatever and then you come back all fucking drowsy and shit, regretful? Oh my god, I would not want to be dealing with that person, dude. No, stop injecting me. I'm having second thoughts. I want to live. I'm in my prime. Got so much life in me. And you're like, you start smiling a little bit. You're like, give me the antidote. Give me the anti-venom. Give me the medicine, doc. Make me feel good. Reverse it. And you're just fucking, you're deteriorating by the second. And I don't know if there's a, you know, once you put in the first batch of stuff in, is there a, you know, once, like, you know, let's say hypothetically, I don't know how it works, maybe the first batch you put in, they go all out, and then you got to come back and really do a system shut off, if you will. You know, that's just like turning off the first injection's like turning off the monitor, you know, and then the second injection, I don't know how it works. Second, third, how many does it take? Is it an IV? Is it an injection? Is it through the rectum? Who knows? But yeah, the second or third one or four, I don't know how it works, but those are like the main shut offs. And that, so yeah, if you come back like one shot in, you're like, oh, fuck this, reverse it, dude. I saw the light. It's like people waited, telling me to go back. And I'd like to be back. And do we have that reverse injection? Just in case, I don't know, dude, I'm just saying. But it is a heavy thing, man. How do you deal with that? And she's like, she was telling me she's now numb to it, which is, wow, yikes. Yeah, that is. So again, shout out to these are the things that regular, you know, doctors and regular nurses have to deal with on a regular, without anything of the gobbledygook nature going on a regular. And there's always people in need of extra support. There's always, like, before anything happened, we were always, you know, we need to do something to boost the old healthcare system up, build more facilities. Again, I don't know how. You're like, construction takes a lot of money, and I'm like, man, again, if we could just reframe it, step away from the gobbledygook. The gobbledygook, down a step away from the gobbledygook for a second. Maybe we can get some work done. But until then, I want you to stay focused on the gobbledygook. And yeah, good times, baby. A fun, interesting story that I read. Beginning of June, if I'm not mistaken, two French pilots flying from Geneva to Paris got in a fist fight in the cockpit, dude. Fisting in the old cockpit. I don't know what happened, but these fellas started a fight mid-air or something, and man, that is wild. I wonder what they were fighting about. You know, you got the, how does it work? Are they both captains, or is there always like a captain and a co-captain, or a pilot and a co-pilot? You're always doing the liftoff. I want to do the liftoff. Do they have to both do the liftoff? Oh, get your hand out. Let me do it once. You know, and he's like, I'm the captain. I do the liftoff. Only I can pull back. Ooh, I don't know how it works. That's just how I imagine, like, somebody pulling on a rod and just take off. Oh, you're such a show-off, Mr. Captain, with his takeoff technique. Let me take off for once. John, let me take off. Don't be a jerk, man. Let me take off once. I want to go home and tell my wife I took off. John's not having it. 25 years of flying through the sky. He is locked in, baby. Locked in. Shows up. Take off. It's your captain speaking. We're about to take off. But yeah, man, they got in a fist fight, and that shit is hilarious. I wouldn't want to be on that plane, but hilarious. Because, man, two captains just... Ha! Fuck, dude, that's so funny. I love that. Horrendous to be going through it for the people who were exposed to that. But that is a lovely story. And you don't hear too many of those. Only here. And other places too. But it's great. I wonder what they were fighting about. What could you be fighting about? If you're a captain and a co-captain, or a pilot or a co-pilot, you're like, you could be fighting about matching uniforms. Dude, you're tired of wearing matching uniforms. You're like, I'm sick and tired of matching uniform. They can't tell us apart. Who's the pilot? Who's the co-pilot? They can't. I'm sick and tired of wearing someone else. Why do we both got to wear white? Do they both wear white? I'm assuming they both wear white. That's the only image I can recollect. In my mind, I've never seen a pilot wearing like a black suit or like a red. You know what I mean? I've only seen white. But is there a way, you know, with maybe they got the credentials on their shoulders, the shoulder pads, dude? Which I like that stuff, dude. I never got into the services, unfortunately. Now as an adult, I kind of, you know, but that's, again, I've never experienced it. That's kind of like a romantic thing that every now and again I'll think about. I'm like, man, if I was younger, maybe I would have joined some sort of a service. Would have been nice. Would have been cool. And yeah, the things on the old shoulder blades, love those, dude. Whether you're in the Marines, whether you're in the Navy or the Air Force, the things that go up here and eventually down here, love the drip, fellas, ladies, killing it out there. So that's something that I can't do. But yeah, maybe they got in a fight over who's, oh yeah, well, you always gotta wear white, dude. Or what if one of them's been having marital issues, the other one's kind of being inquisitive, the other one's kind of like, you know, old school mustache pilot who doesn't share too much, who's just showing up for the job, man. Just be professional. I don't need you to be all buddy-buddy with me. But John, we've been best friends forever. I'm not your best friend. Yeah, you're my best friend. Like, you know, it's a barrier thing. Trying to, like, man, you know what I mean? Trying to get to your bud. Next thing you know, you just like, oh, hot topic. Didn't know you're so sensitive. She left him, dude. She left him. Read the room. I don't know what caused the fight, but anything goes up in the sky. My high club, baby. What up? Point is that these captains need to be more chill, okay? Next time you're feeling a little bit stressed, fella, allergies, was the allergies? Smoke a joint, smoke a cigarette, relax, calm down, okay? We're gonna be down on ground level in no time. So, long live the silliness, long live the gobbledygook. Support your local gobbledygook today. Like I said, if you put your mind and focus to it, you could be spearheading a gobbledygook movement all on your own, and before you know it, there'll be others like you. There are already others like you. And me, because we're all like each other, aren't we? And we don't need gobbledygook to bring us together. We all just love each other on a regular, normal basis without having to be in groups and being separate. But again, somehow separation brings closeness and unity. So keep on doing you, boo-boo. And together, I hope that we can all come in and do each other's work. Yeah, together we're doing each other's work. No, wait. Together we're doing the good work. That's what I'm trying to say. Baby boys, baby girls, I hope that the burning sensation has stopped for you. It certainly never started for me, but should it start, I hope for it to stop one day. In the meantime, a boy, man can dream. And I will see you guys and dolls back here again on Wednesday, as promised, as always. This is your captain speaking. Have a wonderful start to your week. Again, like these videos if you like on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube so you get the full-length videos. Check out Patreon. And I'll be back here again on Wednesday. Peace out.